Hello, my name's Bob Willis, and every month we show you how to do it. This month we want to look at cleanliness of printed circuit boards and assemblies. Now, there are a number of standard techniques within the industry which are covered in IPC standards. There is cleanliness assessment, where we're measuring ionic contamination on a printed circuit board assembly or individual printed circuit board prior to assembly. And this involves immersing a printed circuit board into a solution of 75% alcohol and 25% demineralized water and measuring the change in resistivity or conductivity of the test solution during the immersion of the printed circuit board. It's a standard test and it's used throughout the world. There are a number of pieces of equipment that are used for this particular test, and they do work in a slightly different way. In fact, one system more popularly uses a 50-50 solution, 50% alcohol, 50% demineralized water. Because in tests with the company that originally created this piece of equipment, they found it more appropriate for cleaning in certain environments. Now, the actual criteria is basically defined in IPC standards, and typically 1.5 micrograms per centimeter squared of equivalent salt solution is quoted. However, this technique is generally a process control tool, and it's best used on a regular basis to assess the change or improvement in a cleaning process, or in fact in other forms of fabrication and assembly. Another technique is SIR, surface insulation resistance. Now, this is a test which is applied to printed circuit boards and assemblies. It's also used as an assessment tool for conformal coating, for flux materials, and the total process. And what I mean to say is using a printed circuit board with specific SIR test patterns on them and subjecting that to a total assembly process. This allows you to see the effect of different materials on a single board or different processes on a single board. Now, this type of testing needs to be conducted by a laboratory that has equipment specifically set up for this purpose. If we're doing standard cleanliness tests, then equipment quite often can be purchased and used, and it's fairly economical to purchase within your company to do these tests. Or alternatively, you can subcontract out regular testing to a laboratory. A final test which has been gaining popularity is ion chromatography. Now, we are in fact checking the ionic species on a printed circuit board. It's defined in the IPC standards, but rather than coming out with a single number, what we're actually being able to do is identify individual types of contamination on a printed circuit board or a printed circuit board assembly. Now, this test can be taken even further because we can selectively test areas on a printed circuit board rather than testing the whole populated board. So we perhaps could test around a specific component or a group of components and get some idea of the contamination and the types of materials which are present in that area.